Good evening, everybody. Alex Starcraft here, bringing you guys another Starcraft 2 commentary. Now, this cast is going to be between QIMLosira, the blue Zerg in the top right-hand corner, and FnaticRain, the red Terran in the bottom left corner. Now, you guys may realize on Losira, I made a very strong emphasis on the blue. That's because I just tried doing a recording of this, and I actually confused blue and red. So, you can see how intelligent of a person I am. Now, the map, you also notice I stated the positions on a two-player map. Once again, very, very intelligent. Takes a long time to develop these meager casting skills I have. Anyway, once again, just as my last game, this is going to be between, or it's going to be from the Providence MLG Championship from the end of 2011. So, of course, it means these games are about a month and a half, a month old. They're not that old. There have been no major patches since then. So it is, there has not been any big change in the meta game and the gameplay. A player would still play today very similarly to how they do in here. So you guys have that to look forward to. Everything you've seen here can be applied perfectly to today's current gameplay. And this is actually the first replay I'm attempting in which there is a Korean. Now, I am getting a little bit of lag. I'm not quite sure why. My computer seems to be acting up a little bit right now. And also, excuse me if my mechanics with my mouse or anything are a little weird, because I just got back from a trip. So this is actually the first time I've touched a computer in about 7 days. So it feels kind of weird. But anyway, I was saying this is my first replay in which I've done with a Korean, and that is just because, of course, you know, they're Koreans. I'm quite worried that if I do a game, for example, I'm browsing through the replays, and you see the games where it's, you know, Nestea versus Boxer, and it's a 36-minute long game on tal'darim altar. And I feel if I casted that, I simply couldn't do it justice. So that's why I'm sticking with games of some still very good players, but maybe not top tier, like Destiny or like Spanichua, because I can handle those a little bit more. They're not quite of that same level. They're a bit shorter, things like that. Anyway, to the game, now that I've burned that little awkward space, in which is just the standard openers that every caster has to do. So far in the game, everything's very standard. Losira going for the 14 or 15 hatch, throwing down the pool and gas after that. Rain is not going for any kind of 2 racks pressure or anything like that. He just throws down the gas after barracks and is going to be throwing down the factory. He'll be grabbing a reactor on this right now. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. He misplaced it a little bit. He wants to make sure he has a full wall. We'll be getting the reactor, and then he will go ahead and start making those Hellions. He does have these 2 Marines out scouting for overlords they can kill. You actually cannot kill this one if it's right in the center, as this one is. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. But just doing a little bit of scouting, the drone is going to unfortunately meet his doom as a small little skeleton in the center of the map. There's still not too much happening. Now, I see, with that drone, Losira actually did see the reactor, he saw the factory, he knows exactly what is to be going on at this moment. Because, yes, he saw everything, and that is why he is throwing down that roach warren. So hopefully the roaches will make it so you can hold off the Hellions, because as I've said before, as I said, I believe in my previous cast. No, not my previous cast, because that was against a Protoss. But anyway, as I do say sometimes, you can hold off Hellions fine with just Zerglings, Spine Crawlers, Queens, and SimCitying a little bit. The problem being that on a map like this, where it's such a huge natural, it's near impossible to get like good walls off along all of here. And the Zerglings, they can hold them off, but if they just get Hellions and get Hellions and get Hellions, eventually your Zerglings aren't going to be able to do it. So that's why Roaches will just almost put an instant end to the Hellion play. Now, we do see these 2 Hellions are coming out towards the center of the map. It looks like he's going to do a little scouting. He sees the Roach. Excuse me again. He's going to be pulling back, and he's waiting for these 2 more Hellions to come up. At the same time, we do have a command center just completing for Rain. He will probably be using this to, well, I would say saturate faster, but he actually is saturated, so he'll be getting the orbital. He'll actually probably try and expand while he's doing this bit of Hellion harass. Now, do have some Roaches going behind to try for a flank, either a flank or maybe just some aggression. Either one is a fairly good option. Now, the problem is they just left the base exposed. So Rain is going to be running in. He gets 1 drone kill. He's up to 4. He's up to 6. I can do math, I promise. He's up to, let's see now. I believe that was 8, 9, let's see if I can do math, 10. And he is just doing lots and lots of damage here. Now, at the same time, these roaches are coming down here, and they're trying to do damage, but they're actually, with this tank out in particular, even though it's not in siege mode, it does 25 damage versus armored with a weapon speed of 1. So those roaches are not going to do anything. And Losira just continues to lose mining time, lose drones. Now, in the end, 19 workers killed. Now, that is a big deal for Losira. You see, he's actually, wow, he's actually way behind on harvesters. I didn't think he would quite be that far behind. Excuse me. But I'm sure as you can see, he is droning up pretty hard. It's actually I'm kind of surprised to see, well, actually, no, it makes sense to see Rain throwing down his bunker. He's going to go ahead and put this command center out here, move his forces down. Siege tech is about halfway done, so that'll help him make some even better defense. Maybe one on the high ground right here and one right around here will defend a lot of his natural. But he's making this bunker because he knows at this point there's two choices. Losira can either go for crazy macro or an all-in attack. Now, if there's an all-in without this bunker, he might be in big trouble. And if there's economy, or if he's going economic, he knows he already has the lead. So at that point, why not throw this down? Why not just be safe? You see the siege tech finishing range should be, yep, there it goes. He's putting him in siege mode. And Losira is definitely taking the macro route out of this. He's actually put almost everyone gas, just putting them back in. He does have the Zergling speed, but he's just been droning up and droning up. So he's actually going to catch up in just a second because he had 5 drones on the way. But what I'm afraid of is the fact that soon, Rain, with a force like this, it seems like he's actually going to, he's just going to attack. And you can see Losira, he's a lot of drones. He doesn't have that much else. Now, here are the roaches actually trying to do a little bit of aggression here, but there are just too many marines, and he's trying to kite them, which actually kind of surprised me, because I do not think that they outrange, no, they do not outrange marines, so I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do there. Maybe pick off some, but again, that was not really an even trade. We're looking at the units lost tab. We can see Losira's actually lost almost double. Now, you see he's going to be throwing down the Baneling nest, because he sees all the marines, so he'll be doing the very standard, particularly for Koreans, the very standard play versus Terran, which is Muta Ling Baneling. A lot of foreigners prefer a Infestor style. I myself do as well. But you do see a lot of people have equal success with this. It's just really a matter of preference. Now, he's starting up on the creep spread. He has finally gotten these bases saturated. I would assume soon he's going to have to start making units. Probably see a Spire go down in just a second. Yeah, there it is. But he's going to have to start making units soon, because that's the problem with this map. He needs this third base. Of course, now, Rain is just going to be pushing out. He has a lot of marines. He has 22 marines and 3 siege tanks against 10 Zerglings, 15 Zerglings. That is not going to help him at all. Baneling's speed is just getting started. He's making 3 Banelings, but he really doesn't have anything. You see, he's 20 supply behind, and I don't think there's going to be anything that Losira can do to hold this off. He's trying to break down the rocks to the third now, because why not? But he really doesn't have a whole lot of units, especially with these sieging up now. Even though he is on creep, the Baneling speed isn't near done. See, the Banelings, he has to maintain very careful control. The Zerglings pushing, pulling back. And he has to see, it's all going to come down to these Baneling hits. Can he get some good Baneling hits? But you see, Rain's Marine Micro is quite good. Let's see what happens. Nope. He just pulls back into range of the siege tanks, and there's not much he can do. There, he does lose a few Marines to the Banelings, but they actually had a pretty good split. He didn't even lose all of them. And there, all the Banelings are done, and Losira lost all his Zerglings, and there's not really anything else he can do at this point, I don't think. His main, or natural, I should say, is being shelled. He's pulling all the drones, but you can see they're all just gonna completely die with a little bit of stutter step. Now they're in range of the tanks. The tanks just destroy all of them. Let's see. Yeah, 18 kills on that tank. 10, 9. Yeah, so those tanks are doing some work. You see he killed 33 workers in total. That Hellion Harass really just kind of killed him. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.